The Zimbabwean government is bracing for a potential mass deportation of its citizens from South Africa, with estimates suggesting that over 1 million Zimbabweans could be forced to return home. The revelation was made by the Zimbabwean Deputy Minister of Public Service, Mercy Dinha, during a parliamentary session on Wednesday. Dinha was responding to questions from legislators about the government's plans to receive returning Zimbabweans from South Africa. The government of Zimbabwe, working with the International Organization for Migration, laid a foundation for the receipt of migrants in anticipation of the return of Zimbabwe exemption permit non-holders from South Africa, Dinha said. In that regard, there are interministerial committees in place that will be activated to attend to any anticipated return of citizens. My ministry is finalizing the renovations of the Bight Bridge and Plumtree Reception and Support Centers, respectively, where returnees will be admitted and then reintegrated into the communities where they came from. Dinha assured the nation that Zimbabwe is well equipped to handle a large influx of returning citizens, citing the successful reintegration of hundreds of thousands of Zimbabweans during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our capability to handle any number of our returning citizens cannot be doubted, as evidenced by our acquittal during the COVID-19 pandemic, where hundreds of thousands of returning citizens were successfully received and reintegrated into the country. The potential mass deportation has ignited concerns among Zimbabweans living in South Africa, many of whom have built lives and families there. In 2019, Zimbabwean authorities evacuated over 200 of its nationals from South Africa following the deaths of 2 Zimbabweans in xenophobic violence ahead of South Africa's elections this year. Some opposition parties promised to deport Zimbabweans and other African nationals if they won the vote. The Zimbabwean government's preparations for a potential mass deportation highlight the complex and often fraught relationship between Zimbabwe and South Africa. The flow of Zimbabweans seeking a better life in South Africa has been a constant feature of the two countries' relationship for decades, driven by economic hardship and political instability in Zimbabwe. The potential for mass deportation raises concerns about the welfare of Zimbabweans living in South Africa and the potential strain on Zimbabwe's already struggling economy. It also underscores the need for a more collaborative approach between the two countries to address the underlying issues that drive migration and prevent future crises.